Welcome to the Empowered Aging Podcast. Your host is Michele, a physical therapist passionate about helping older adults stay active, mobile, and independent. Let's dive into today's topic.
Now that it's springtime, I know that a lot of you are wanting to get outside, start doing some gardening, whether it be flowers or vegetables or whatever floats your boat. So I wanted to talk today about some safe ways that you can do these activities. I know many people are a little hesitant to get to the ground, and for those people who really struggle, a higher bed would be the appropriate thing to do. But some of you can do this and can do it safely, maybe with some modifications. One of the things I often see happen is that after being more dormant during the winter months, right, not doing these more active things, people jump right into it and start injuring themselves just because their bodies aren't ready for it. So let's first talk about some ways to protect yourself when you're doing the activity, and then we'll move on to some exercises to help prepare you for this or just keep it going. So first off, if I want to get down on the ground, I'm generally going to go down onto one knee. That's usually the easiest way to do it. And I'm going to use this pad, kneeling pad. This one is quite thick. I got it at a store like Home Depot or Lowe's, don't remember which, but it's really nice and thick. And you can find them at all sorts of sizes and thicknesses, so find the one that works right for you. Another device I have that can be helpful is this support tool. It has a nice base on it and a handle, and it's portable. I can make it different heights. Its current height is about the middle availability, but I could make it higher, which would then make it easier to use. And this can be great when you don't have anything else to pull or push up on. I'm close to the house, but probably not close enough to use it without stepping into maybe the flower bed or the vegetables. So having something like this can make things a little more accessible. All right, so to go down onto one knee, I'm going to have 1 foot forward and a pretty wide stance, and I'm going to lower down onto this back knee. And I find it easier if I stay in this half kneeling position with one knee up and the other down, and that gives me a little more flexibility on where I'm reaching. It also allows me to move here more at my hips and keep my back fairly straight without so much of a rounding. As soon as I go down into full kneeling, then I'm doing more action through my back, and I'm probably going to strain quite a bit more. So by having one leg up, I can shift my weight around. I can take pressure off my back, placing my arm through the thigh so that my back is not working to hold me up. I can reach pretty far, and with this leg up, I can rotate nicely to the side, but it does require some flexibility. So we'll talk about that a little later. If your knee gets tired, you simply switch and work this way. Now, if I had this knee up and I wanted to work on something over here, it's going to be a bit of a twist and set me off balance if I try to reach that way. So I would want to swivel around a little bit so that that knee is facing my target, allowing me then to reach forward without any trouble. You might choose sometimes to go onto two knees, but just keep in mind that doing that is going to require you to do more squatting here, more kneeling down into your knees, which is you're going to need to have a lot more flexibility through those knees in order to protect your back. You could get more onto hands and knees right? So then you put some weight through your hand and you could do this type of action, sharing the weight between your arm and both legs. All right, so then when it's time to get back up, I would place one knee forward again. I can use this handy device to press through, get my foot under me, and stand up. Now in a separate video, I do show some other options on how to get on and off the ground from different positions and angles. So check that one out for some other advice. Now let's move on to exercises to make this easier. Now let's talk about some exercises that you can do to make that gardening or any type of getting down and off the ground easier for you. So the first thing is, assuming that you're going to go down onto one knee, which is generally the way people go down, the most used technique, though there are others. So if you were to use that technique, you need to be able to take a nice big step. Usually it's going to be backward, and it needs to be big enough that you can put one knee down. By taking that nice long step, when I go down, this front knee doesn't have to get as bent. Notice if I only take a small step and then I try to lower down onto my knees, this knee here has to really go forward and bend a lot in order to get this back knee down. So taking that big step is really important. Now you could also take a step forward, but either way, it needs to be long enough to allow for this downward descent here without jacking up this knee here really bent. So either way, stepping forward, getting used to that, making it as long as you can. And not only is this working on the length of your stride, you're working on balance, you're working on some flexibility, and just general comfort with the movement. You can also do it sideways to the chair, and that would allow you to do that forward step a little bit better. If you feel more comfortable doing a forward step before lowering, okay? So once you've practiced this a little bit, and you think you have a decent size stride going, start lowering. Now you might just start with a small dip, working your way down until you can get to the floor. You can use a pad, just like I showed outdoors there, so that each time you come down, you have some support. If you don't have a pad like this, or if you just want something a little higher, you could use something like a cushion, a couch cushion that's much thicker. You just have to get it oriented well so it's not in your way and doesn't cause a trip hazard. So practicing this up and down with some support as much as you need until you can do it without. Pressing through that front leg to help you. So once you've mastered those two components, think about putting them together, right? So if I'm going to take a forward step, I need to take that big step, then go down, come up, step back or step forward. You know, there are different ways of doing this. So you might step forward and go down, but when you come up, you might want to bring that foot under you in a forward direction. You might start here forward, take a big step back, come down, and then come back up again. There are options, right? But these are really good exercises, whether or not you intend to do gardening or any type of outside work that requires getting on the ground. This is a great skill to have to be able to get on and off the floor in your home. Because really, the better you are at this, the better your strength and your flexibility and your balance, and the least likely that you will be to fall. Because obviously, this can be used if you were to fall down and you need a way to get back up. This is just one of those ways. Now, once you're down, this is a great way to work your flexibility, your strength in your hips and your core, and just general movement. As I showed when we were outside with that garden, being able to shift my weight forward and back to reach for things. Again, that also pertains to being in the house, right? If I get down on the floor, maybe I'm tending to the cat box or pet food, or just retrieving something that you dropped under the couch, whatever the case may be. It's nice to be able to move around, reaching in different directions. Maybe you want to participate in yoga. Being able to get down like this would be a great way to participate. Not only can you go forward and back, but you can rotate. Now, if you're rotating away from this front leg, you're going to have much more motion. You're going to be able to keep your back fairly neutral. If I try to rotate this way, not going to be able to go quite so far. It's a little harder to keep that neutral rotation of the spine. But this is all great for stretching of the hip. These front muscles get really tight when we don't use them, and that contributes to shorter steps. So this is an excellent way to give that a nice stretch. And back up. So I hope that gives you some ideas on how to limber up, how to strengthen up, and be able to do things outdoors like you want to be able to do. And if nothing else, helps you feel more confident with getting on and off the floor just in case. But just like anything else, if you don't practice it, it will continue to get harder. So even if this is easy for you, please keep practicing. Keep that skill. And if it's not easy for you, start incorporating some of these simple steps. The more you can do now, the easier it will be later. I hope that helps, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us today. If this episode helped you learn something new, we hope you'll share it with someone who could benefit as well. Until next time, keep moving, stay strong, and take care of your body.